Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no mountains to make a sound. Round and round and round and round. No one wants to be first found.
This is part 2 of the police officer body cam footage from November 12th, 2022. In part 2, we'll be seeing the same stop, only we'll be viewing it through Rosie's body cam this time. This is the police body cam from the night before the Idaho4 tragedies. It's about 10 o'clock and the stop happened no more than a couple of streets down from Linda Lane. The report address shows that it's on Deakin and University Avenue, which is where several on-campus fraternity and sorority houses are located. 22 M0988 alcohol offense. Incident address. Deakin Avenue and University Avenue, Moscow, Idaho 8. 3843. Disposition. Act. Time reported. 22 hours, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. CAD comments. Officer requested case. Report taken. On the report that came with the FOIA request, it says they witnessed a woman leaning heavily on a man in order to walk. Officer requested case means there wasn't a 911 call, as they more than likely saw this as they were driving by, or in my opinion, either alerted to it by a student or plain and simply looking for it. This is just one of many encounters that happened that night. This started about 10:01 p.m. This university campus area that they are currently making the stop is located just a few blocks across the street off Taylor Avenue. Mind you, it's on the opposite side of Taylor from where the surveillance footage from Linda Lane was recorded. The area is heavily populated with frat and sorority on-campus housing. Before Rosie was a department officer, he worked as one of the university campus police officers. I'm sure the students know him well. The ones that aren't freshmen and sophomores, that is. Hence his focus and target on certain age groups of students. In my opinion, that is. This is 10 p.m. on the night before the tragedy where 4 students lost their lives in the wee morning. Hours on November 13th, 2022, which was a Sunday morning. This night would have been very active as there was a football game at home that very evening. Not only that, but it was Parents' Weekend on this campus last weekend, and this weekend is Parents' Weekend at their rival school just across the border in Washington. And to top it off, this is the weekend before their holiday vacation break, so a lot of students will be leaving that very night or even the next morning. If you were to ask anyone that weekend, they would have said it was an unusually quiet weekend. But I beg to differ. It looked like there was a hell of a lot of activity going on and people were making a lot of noise everywhere. The lit up house behind these 2 kids is a sorority house, and the one in front of them, across the street with all the cars, is I believe a frat house, which is where he was headed with her in my opinion. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. It does look as though he was walking towards where she said. Her apartment was located. Please accept my apologies.
PD. Well,
See what?
you got a couple of open containers right now. I need to talk to you about those. Those Coors Lights?
Yep.
Okay. You guys got some IDs on you?
I have my ID.
Okay. Why don't you step over here by the tree for me? You guys doing all right?
I'm walking around.
You guys are both pretty drunk, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a secret or anything. We'll see a couple IDs for you.
This young fella is pretty much 3 sheets to the wind himself. This tells me they were way overserved. I realize that there is definitely not going to be any monitoring of alcohol intake at a tailgate or frat party, so I'm not surprised they're both sloshed. They were stopped after authorities witnessed her leaning heavily on him in order to walk. He was making sure she got home safe by walking her there himself.
I don't have my ID.
Dan Shapiro?
Yep.
All right. Let's get your name, okay? 2001?
Shapiro? Is that Shapiro's son?
What's the address?
I don't know.
I live at 620.
Okay. All right. Just hang tight for me. I'm going to check your ID, all right? Are those empty or full? Like empty? Okay. Are you going to throw them away?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
This guy has an impressive work history, a plethora of eclectic titles, companies, and abilities.
What's your last name?
I'm sorry.
What do you pause that? Okay, so there he is, clad in all black, just so you guys can see. So Nate Rosendahl, he's wearing like a black type of zip-up like jacket with blue jeans. And then Jacob Tisdale, he's in all black. He's clad in all black.
Looks like he's wearing a pair of Dickies to me.
But this is they're in plain clothes together in this undercover vehicle. These are the guys from Banfield. These are the guys from the sign, at 3:40 in the morning. Well,
She's talking about this guy here when she refers to the sign. He's the guy with the big bump on his head at the cop stop after Banfield. It's interesting how he doesn't have a bump on his head here, but he does just a few hours later at the cop stop. What's so darn interesting to Ferris? Well, it would seem that he's keeping a darn good eye on the girls. As are all the girls and the fella that are with him. Sorry, crossed over into another lane. I'll get back into the other one now.
here they are again at 10, 01, 02. In the nighttime. This is the first stop of the night. So go ahead.
I was just trying to walk her home.
Yeah, you're good. Moscow 77, check one.
I think we just got to do something, man.
Last of Shapiro, Sam Henry, Adam, Paul, Ida, Robert, Ocean. First of Daniel, David, Adam, Nora, Ida, Edward, Lincoln. Middle J for John. Right up. Ida, Edward, Lincoln. Middle J for John. 2001 Mouth, Idaho. Yep. All right, man. Here's the deal. Open containers, misdemeanor in the state of Idaho. You're aware of this. What year are you in school? Okay. So you've heard the cop talk before,
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize to me, but again, it is a violation.
There's a delay.
Yeah, it happens.
No, I appreciate you owning it. I really appreciate you owning it. I'm just going to make sure your ID's good, and if everything checks out, you don't have any warrants or anything like that, I'm just going to make you pour them out, and I'm going to give you one of this one. Good.
Sorry.
Right here, you're going to be educated on what the difference is when it comes to issuing tickets in Moscow. Who gets one and who doesn't. If you have balls, you should be good to go. If you don't, you'll be eating top ramen for the next couple of months, as the tickets are close to $500.
And you and I both know one of those are hers.
I mean, yeah, or I would have been like, I found him on the ground and picked him up.
They're
I'm over here recycling. Prove to me that these are mine.
Yeah,
Good idea, Lana.
Do you want to go ahead and take my DNA and check? I'm going to go take these down to the lab. Go ahead, go do that. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that something in Moscow, it's always, these guys are always getting, just treated differently than the women.
Let's not forget that last names hold a big, big part in this.
And, is it because, hey, we get her wrapped up in this ticket? Hey, maybe she goes and turns CI for us and she starts turning on people because maybe the boys won't, but a girl be scared and would do it. I don't know, but I can just tell you that without a doubt in Moscow, do women and men get treated differently? Hell yeah. Hey, hey, women, dads, moms out there, send your boys on over to Moscow because they don't do shit to your boys. You got a girl, you might want to, think about it. To sending your kid there because they get treated like pure shit.
In my opinion, the guys are basically recruiters.
Well, you're right.
That's my friend right here.
Cody. Oh, man, there's that back for you. Sorry. You're good. What's all, do you spill over yourself?
I'm back at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Here's the deal. Open containers, misdemeanor in the state of Idaho. You're aware of this. What year are you in school?
They both committed a crime, buddy. See you later, pal.
Yes.
Listen to what he tells the officer.
Cody. All right, man. There's that back for you. Sorry. You're good. What's all, do you spill over yourself?
They both committed a crime, buddy. See you later, pal.
I'm back at home.
Yeah.
He tells the officer that he's back at home now, which tells me that they know each other.
Like, Lana, you
He's
spread
old,
some wild
he's
stuff.
young,
Dude, that's
they're
fact what I
together,
just
they're
said.
both drunk.
That's
He's got
just
two
fact.
beers. He's got 2 beers. You know one of them is hers.
She's
Okay,
underage, so we're going to give it to her. What's the difference? The dude still committed the crime, too. They both committed crimes. You're letting one off, and you're popping one. If that's not
Right.
discrimination, I don't know what the fuck is. So,
Yes.
period. Move on.
We're good?
Well, not quite. So she's under 21.
It's actually contributing to the minor as well. There you go.
These are mine. These are mine. Yeah.
Title IX.
Now, I don't know why I just noticed this, but her jacket looks very much oversized, and it definitely looks like something he would wear, in my opinion. Now, is this a theme for the night? Giving girls jackets so they can recognize them, or are they just being nice guys? This reminds me of back in the day when the sports guys would give their girls their jackets to wear, you know, the jackets they refer to as Letterman jackets. In my opinion, they did this in order to let the other guys know that this girl belongs to them.
We just met up.
Okay. Where's the deal?
It's interesting because they just met up, but yeah, he knew exactly what apartment she was going to.
Those were the days, weren't they? When a hookup was just a damn hookup. Posing in front of Haystack Rock. Rosie's puppy looking towards Haystack Rock. The Moys and friends visiting Haystack Rock's infamous tide pools. Tied K. Tyson is at the tide pools, although this time he's hugging a big old tree. There are many other photos of many other students as well as people we've seen in and around this case, and they're all taking a picture in front of Haystack Rock. There's Kim and Joe Vito and Emma Bailey and many, many more. I just could not find the photos in the timely fashion in order to get them in here, Dad. As you well know, I have a method to my madness when it comes to photo dumps.
You already handled the airport? Yeah. I want you to let me know when you come in, okay? There's a citation for minor consumption, all right? So stay here. All right, my man. If there's anything left in those, go and pour them out for me right now. It's right by the trees. Good.
Oh, me.
Those were not almost empty. Were they? What was left in there? Okay.
I leave weighted socials all the time, so.
Okay. Sounds good.
Her friend's apartment, not hers.
Is that where she's staying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Where are you? What's your plan after this?
I'm going back home.
Okay. You are free to go home at this time. She's going to be getting a citation for minor consumption. We'll make sure she makes it home, okay? Yep.
We'll make sure that she makes it home. You can just leave.
Okay.
Wait a second. Pause that. Did you just hear what he said to her?
Oh, yeah, I heard what he said to her. Can you see the self-righteous expression on his face in this photograph? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, did you just hear what he said to him? Hey, listen, we're going to make sure that she makes it home. You can just go ahead and leave. Now, I want you to watch the rest of this play out because that is not what happens. Okay? He's thinks he's waiting to take her home to wherever she's going, okay? And this officer right here tells this guy that, hey, we got it from here. Go ahead, go on, go wherever it is that you're going to go. You're free to leave. Like, basically, like, why wouldn't you have somebody wait? If in fact your report is accurate and that the guy was holding up the girl, meaning that she couldn't walk and she was heavily leaning on him is what it says in the report. Okay.
In my opinion, it's because the guys know the drill. You know, the fist bump, you guys know the drill, right? And all the frat guys shake their heads. Yes, we know the drill, and off they go. They don't argue because they don't want to end up like this.
Okay. So, what he just said is what? That you can leave. We're gonna make sure that she gets home. Okay? Is that what she
Play
says?
it again,
Or he
Lan.
says to the guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and why don't you just rewind that so people can hear that.
Okay.
It's right by the trees. Good. Well, those were not almost empty. Were they? There's a little left in there.
No, that's the end.
Okay. Were you trying to walk her home?
Yeah, no. Her apartment, right here.
Okay, sounds
Or
good.
her friend's apartment, not hers.
Is that where she's staying?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good. Where are you? What's your plan after this?
I'm going back home.
Okay, you are free to go home at this time. She's going to be getting a citation for minor consumption. We'll make sure she makes it home. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yep.
So her friend's apartment.
Make sure that she makes it home. Thank you.
All the way at the end on the right. Okay, sounds good. We'll make sure she makes it home. You're free to go, man.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Wait, he's pointing in the opposite direction of the way they were walking in the first place. I'm so confused. Who the hell's a bad guy here, or is there a bad guy?
We
Yeah.
can help her.
Yeah, she's going to get a citation. We'll make sure she makes it home. All right.
With her friend gone, she is left with 2 tall officers and a plethora of white trucks and vans that are slowing almost to a halt to peer at her as they drive by. Are these officers purposefully putting her in a position causing her to feel vulnerable and unprotected? And if so, why? I thought police officers were there to serve and protect. Just think about how easy it would be for a corrupt town with corrupt police officers to blackmail the frat boys into letting them know when there is a drunk girl so they can stop them to only give her a ticket, possibly a tactic in order for them to meet their monthly quota. Just a fleeting thought on my part. Just look at that jungle out there.
All right, throw those away from me. Yep, you can find it. Sounds good. You want to come lean up against the car? You're kind of swaying back and forth.
Is that okay for him to use that tone of voice with her and say things like that to her?
Don't fall over. Let's go over here.
Okay,
Don't fall
this
over.
part's gonna be funny.
Yep, come on over here.
Watch what she does.
All right, you can just lean up against that car right there.
Well.
Can you turn around and face me?
This part actually bothers me because it makes me feel like there's a certain routine they follow even without being told what to do. For instance, they may be used to being patted down during these stops. Maybe this one was different because it was meant to be viewed as a possible alibi because of what happens later.
She was gonna get
Just lean
frisked.
back up against so you don't fall over.
No.
What?
Okay, I'm okay. I'm literally going to bed right here.
I get it, but we were watching you just almost fall over about 3 or 4 times right there. You drink at the game?
Yeah. At the tailgate.
At the tailgate? Gotcha.
Listen to what he says to her here, and especially listen to his tone of voice.
No, please.
Don't what?
I can't.
What can't you do?
My parents are coming. Okay. Yeah, whatever you gotta do.
Well, that's one thing. If you're drinking at a friend's house, behind closed doors, where no one can see it, it's another thing to be staggering drunk across the street in plain view of everybody with open containers on your friend.
Rosie was raised in the Christ Church. His dad was the chaplain and the postmaster in town. Rest in peace. So I'm not surprised he's preaching about doing things behind closed doors so no one sees you doing it. There's a lot of secrets in those walls. I bet Rosie has several secrets he keeps. The church believes women should be submissive and do as they're told. I bet strong women who speak their minds really sets Rosie off, and not in a good way. Listen how he belittles and tries to shame her.
See how those two are kind of different?
Hey, why didn't he get the ticket for open containers?
Yeah, well, I want to hear what she has to say here.
Okay.
That's fine. You're very clearly intoxicated. So that's what you're going to get in a citation for, and then we'll make sure you make it home safely, okay? What year in school?
Sophomore.
All right. Have you been to any cop talks with Officer Morris or Wazinski? Have they come by your sorority at all?
I was in a sorority, yeah.
Okay, they come by and chat with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So they've explained this whole deal before?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure it's not from a lack of opportunity on our part for education.
Education on our part.
How old are you?
19.
I love that smile she gives him. She's like, You are really insecure for a cop or even a man for that matter. For Christ's sake, Tesdall, how long does it take to write a damn ticket?
Welcome to Moscow, Idaho, where we make sure that your girls get screwed every chance, and we root on the guys.
What's your friend's name that lives here?
That's actually none of his business and shouldn't be asking her that. Especially in that threatening tone.
You said it's Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay, is that the friend you're staying with tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
What is Rosie doing asking her such personal questions? What a damn creeper. Is he trying to live vicariously through her or what? Now for the drinking questions. He's so transparent. On top of that, he's predictable.
What were you drinking tonight?
Well, I drank a little bit at the tailgate and Keystone.
Keystone.
You're this drunk off Keystone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play games, drinking games.
Game didn't start till 4.
Oh, so you've been going at it for a while? Okay.
There's a board game.
Usually it takes a lot of Keystone to get somebody pretty tossed. Is there a little hard alcohol in there?
How many times have you put that experiment into action, Rosie?
Maybe a shot or 2.
You're not going to get in any more trouble if the alcohol changes.
What a fucking idiot. What an asshole.
Yeah, you-
Please stick to Bushlight or Keystone.
It's probably safe. 76, 77. You got a silver Tacoma University in Deakin, no lights on.
Silver Tacoma, no headlights. He just radioed that in, and there he goes. I think I'm gonna get him. Let's see if it's a Tacoma. Oh, who is it?
Hey man, Moscow Police Department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just driving to get home.
Okay. You doing all right?
No, yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
I'm just driving home.
Is this your vehicle?
It's not.
So I'm the owner of this vehicle. Okay.
Now pay attention here. Listen to what address the officer asks him about. Listen to all of it, and I'll show you where they're talking about watching the fight after this stop is over. This guy mentions being at an address near Jimmy John's, and Rosie asks about a particular address on Almond Street. Both addresses are very close to Sudsy's laundromat, where a few days after the tragedies happened, a call came in stating, "There's red on the wall inside the laundromat." These addresses are also on the same block as the college owned by the church. Sudsy's is owned by a woman with the last name of King, and she bought a house in Core, Deakin in 2022 that's located on Mill Avenue next door to the house Kaylee and Olivia lived. Oopsie daisy, it's actually next door to Maddie's Aunt Kim. Across the street and down a few houses is where Maddie Moggan's aunt lives, and is also an address listed as Ben's. It's a hopping neighborhood, so as luck would have it off to the left and across the street is Kootenai County Hospital, just in case things get wild. The owner of the house that Kaylee and Olivia resided is owned by a fella that is sole owner of Ironwood, LLC. Now that biz is worth several million on paper. Are you still following me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for glad it's lost. We did not notice that until we were here.
Okay.
I apologize. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm the owner of this vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
Okay.
So sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
Big safety thing, right?
No, yeah, 100%.
Downtown.
Yeah.
A lot of people walking around.
Yeah.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
I have not, no. I'm completely sober.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to the football game?
What's up?
Did you go to the football game?
No, we were just watching the UFC fight.
Oh, where's that? Where are you watching that at?
One of our buddies.
Where?
Almond Street.
Was that at the 415.
It's not
apartments.
Sorry, like Jimmy John.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
How's it going, sir? Hey, how's it going? This one driving around headlights.
Yeah. So you didn't have any headlights on. I just chatting about it. This is the DB for the crowd.
Gotcha.
Might not be worse than you having. Always check eyes or see the other Deakin.
You have your driver's license and everything?
Look at these. This is insanity. I always check their eyes. Look at their eyes. He's trying to teach him.
So I'm the owner of this vehicle. My license is right there in that side pocket.
Well, I need your driver's license, but I will need your insurance and registration if you have it.
Oh, yes, yeah. If you can grab that real quick.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, super lethargic, very slow response, very slow to come.
It should be
Pay attention to what's going on. The passenger of a different vehicle hopped out and killed him, and he just kind of sat there and kind of looked and then looked down his lights. So really slow movements, really slow speech. But obviously over, but that's good. So
It makes sense. He doesn't. That's not his car. He didn't turn the lights on.
that's good.
Why is it that a new officer such as Rosie is explaining to a fellow officer how to test? If a driver is under the influence causing him to be impaired, is he also going to school him on how to force a student into saying that they drank 5 to 8 beers? He was talking to another officer about a person that got out of the car and started walking. He said he had slow speech. Could this be the beginning of the overdoses? Doesn't Rosie look like he'd screw you every which way but up and then laugh about it? I really do believe he's got some serious control issues.
I'll call you. Thank you. Yeah.
And meanwhile, he leaves the girl drunk, hammered by herself. Oh, there's his. Yep. We're okay now. We're back over here. Thank you for joining. Member for 1 month. Thank you. Look at this. What a cluster. You guys, this is the night of the murders. This is what, I mean, it was just a quiet night. Quiet night, my ass. Just so you know, that Tundra doesn't get a ticket. Oh, there's the white truck again, one of them.
I got no if you need. Here.
Go ahead and pause that for a second. I just want to make sure everybody understands this. When the girl and the guy were walking, and they're right here, Rosendahl, the guy has 2 beers in his possession, and they had beer in them. Those are considered open containers. It doesn't matter if you are 17 or 77. An open container is an open container. Just because you're 21 years old does not mean that you can have an open container. So these two are together. He clearly breaking the law. Quit breaking the law, asshole. He broke the law, has 2, not just 1, 2 open containers. They let him go. Nothing happened because he's 21. That doesn't matter. You can't be just walking around with an open container being 21 years old. Is that allowed on the Moscow campus? You can in New Orleans, absolutely. You can in Key West, absolutely. But not in Moscow, Idaho on this campus. I don't believe that you can walk around with containers open. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they let the guy go that had the 2 open containers and there was beer in them. He goes to pour them out. There's beer in them. Those are considered open containers. And anybody that's going to sit here and say that they aren't, I mean, I don't know what to tell you they are. They didn't crack them open and then pour them out. You can have closed beers and walk around with them, being 77. But I know that in Moscow, Idaho, you cannot walk around like this guy was doing with this girl, okay, and have open containers. You're going to get a fine for that. Well, you can get a fine for that. They chose to not do anything to the boy, okay? He is 21. They let him go. She got the ticket, okay? She got the ticket for a minor in consumption, because she's drunk. Go ahead.
I agree. So, this is more information up top here, the citation, which is minor consumption, the description, myself down here, and the important part, you have to have paid or contested by December 1st at 8:30 a.m., okay? Any questions on that? Okay, just an infraction, okay, so it does come up a fine. I'll turn that in just a second, but I need to sign on the yellow line acknowledging that we will have this taken care of by December. It's not admission of guilt. It's just saying that this officer gave you this piece of paper and explained it to you. Get you your copy here, okay?
Who sent me a pizza?
Bree, you said your friend's name is Daniel? Do you know what apartment he's in?
All right, let's see what happens.
Do you know apartment number at all?
Why is Rosie asking her about her guy friend's address? That is very strange. I mean, I thought he was done there. They already sent him on his way, didn't they? They told him to go and they'd take care of her and get her home safely.
I know apartment-hidden-walkway, but
Okay.
it's like the furthest one down.
Okay.
I don't know the number though.
Gotcha. So here's your copy. On the back has the information and instructions on how to take care of it, in case you forget, and down here is the fine, okay? It's $487.50. So here's your copy, okay? Bree, do you need any help getting home?
No, I'm just gonna walk right up here.
Okay. I just don't want you to fall down any of those stairs, okay? You're pretty unstable on your feet.
So then just take her. Just take her. It doesn't matter what she says.
Come help you?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Just want to make sure you make it home safely, all right?
I'm torn with this one because I feel weird about him knowing exactly where she lives. Then again, he probably already knows. Of course, if you ask a highly intoxicated female who you just gave a $500 ticket to if she wants you to walk her home, of course she's going to say no, but he promised her friend that he would get her home safely. Well, then do as you promised and get her home safe. Do what you said you would do. Did your mother not teach you any manners or what?
Some of these features, get inside and be drinking.
I thought she couldn't walk without the guy. There you go. Told you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out and make sure she makes it home. Yeah. What's up, Mike? Okay.
Where'd she go?
Part 3 will cover the addresses I spoke of and the police reports for November 12, 2022. Please be patient as this video took a lot of time to make and it's a large file, so I couldn't fit the other information in